Polly the parrot lived a joyful life with Mrs. Thompson, an elderly lady who cherished her dearly. Their bond was unique. More than just owner and pet, they were companions who brought each other immense joy. Every morning, Polly greeted Mrs. Thompson with a cheerful "Good morning," and their days were filled with laughter and warmth. One sunny afternoon, Mrs. Thompson took Polly to the park, a place they both loved. Polly, perched happily on Mrs. Thompson's shoulder, chirped excitedly at the lively surroundings. Suddenly, a loud noise startled Polly, causing her to take off into the sky, disoriented and frightened. Mrs. Thompson called out in panic, but Polly was already soaring above the treetops. Her heart sank and tears welled up in her eyes. Polly was more than just a pet, she was family. The thought of Polly being lost and alone in the bustling city was unbearable. High above the city, Polly was overwhelmed by towering buildings and endless noise. Missing the comfort of Mrs. Thompson's shoulder, she perched on a lamppost at sunset, her heart pounding with fear and confusion. Below the city is a blur of honking cars, rushing people and flickering neon signs. Polly's flight is perilous, and she soon flies too close to power lines. In a moment of misjudgment, her wing brushes a wire, entangling her. Panic sets in as she struggles to free herself, flapping frantically against the cables. After several tense moments, Polly untangles herself, her heart pounding from the close call. She rests briefly on a nearby ledge, catching her breath and gathering her resolve. Exhausted and hungry, Polly desperately searches for a safe place to rest. Spotting a small, serene community garden between two buildings, she decides to seek refuge there. As Polly perches on a branch, a streetwise sparrow named Sam approaches. Noticing her tired state, he offers some scavenged crumbs. Grateful, Polly accepts the food and shares her story with Sam. While they talk, a sleek grey stray cat named Bella saunters over. Despite her aloof appearance, Bella has a kind heart. Hearing Polly's plight, she offers protection, assuring her the garden is a safe haven away from city dangers. Together, they devise a plan. Sam, with his city knowledge, suggests visiting places Polly might recognise. Bella offers to accompany Polly on the ground, providing guidance and protection. With a plan in place, Polly, Sam and Bella set off to find Mrs. Thompson. Their first stop is the local park, bustling with activity. Polly, perched on a low branch, scans the area for any sign of her beloved owner. Despite their efforts, they find no trace of Mrs. Thompson in the park. Polly feels disappointed but stays determined. Their next stop is the busy grocery store, another familiar place. Polly uses her mimicry skills to gather information. A kind woman tells Polly she saw a missing parrot poster at a nearby community board. Excited by this lead, Polly and her friends head there to check it out. Despite numerous challenges in the bustling city, Polly's determination never wavers. Her bond with Mrs. Thompson and the support of Sam and Bella keep her motivated. Polly learns to rely on her friends and unique abilities, realizing that teamwork and perseverance are key. As evening falls, the trio rests and reflects on their journey. The atmosphere is tense, and Polly senses they're being watched. Her instincts are confirmed when a group of aggressive crows descends upon them, cawing loudly and swooping close. Sam flutters nervously, and Bella hisses, her fur bristling. Polly knows they must act quickly to avoid a serious confrontation. Using her quick wit, Polly mimics the sound of a fierce hawk. The convincing imitation makes the crows hesitate. Seizing the moment, Sam darts forward, pecking at the crows to create a distraction, while Bella defensively positions herself in front of Polly, ready to fend off any attacks. Exhausted but determined, Polly, Sam and Bella continue their search. The challenges have only strengthened their resolve. One evening, Polly hears a familiar tune and follows it, beckoning Sam and Bella. The tune leads them to a street musician playing a violin. Intrigued by Polly's behaviour, he recalls an elderly lady who had visited him days earlier, putting up lost parrot posters and mentioning her missing companion. Armed with information from the posters, Polly and her friends follow the locations mentioned, tracing Mrs. Thompson's steps. Each poster brings them one step closer to reuniting with her. Bella approaches a kind shopkeeper nearby. The compassionate woman listens to Bella's insistent meows and notices Polly mimicking the phone number. Realizing the moment's significance, she gently picks up Bella, takes her inside, and dials the number on the poster. Mrs. Thompson answers and confirms she's looking for Polly. The shopkeeper explains the situation, reassuring her that Polly is safe and nearby. Mrs. Thompson, overwhelmed with emotion, hurries to the shop. Polly flutters nervously, eyes fixed on the entrance. Sam chirps encouragingly, while Bella paces. Finally, Mrs. Thompson arrives, her eyes locking onto Polly. Tears of joy well up as she calls out to her beloved Parrot. Polly, unable to contain her excitement, flies into Mrs. Thompson's outstretched arms, chirping joyfully. Mrs. Thompson thanks the kind shopkeeper, Sam, and Bella for reuniting her with Polly. She promises to give Bella a loving home. Sam, the streetwise sparrow, chirps happily, knowing his friends are safe. As they head home, Mrs. Thompson holds Polly close, grateful for the new friendships. Bella follows, her heart full of gratitude, while Sam flies above, watching over them with joy. Thank you for watching. For more videos and stories, please subscribe the channel and press bell icon for notifications.